Welcome, welcome. You are most welcome to the second episode of the Master Sessions podcast. And we want to thank you so much if you have, watched the previous video where we are hosting the cream of the cream in the music industry. We are talking to, music industry insiders, the stories behind the musicians. A lot of you guys just see the videos, you see the music, you see the cars, the flashy girls, but you don't know that they are actual people behind the music, their actual stories. And this is what the Master Sessions podcast is about, to bring to you the behind the scenes. And today on the podcast, I'm very happy and glad to host a superstar, the champion himself. So please, welcome. Tell us
Thank you so
about
much. Yeah, I'm so happy too and privileged to be here. It's an honor, of course, and a blessing. Yeah, thank you for hosting me.
Okay.
Thank you for hosting me, like I said. My name is King Solomon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just tell us a bit about your history and where you're born, where you went to school, and who were you when you were a young child? Like I was actually talking to Banjo, and we said, when I was a kid, I used to love dancing for the visitors, because that's when they would give some.
What I did.
They give some cash, like the speech day. What
for me, it wasn't about the cash. It was something in me. More especially my grandmom, my paternal grandmom. Both my grandmoms, they always knew that I was meant for this, because I didn't jump into music. Music is me. I was born in music.
Yes.
My dad had the biggest sound system in the whole village. Yeah. To cut the story short, I was born here actually in Kampala.
Yes.
In Entebbe. I was born in Entebbe Grade B Hospital.
Okay.
My dad worked there. He worked as the managing director for medical stores. By that time, it was still called the medical stores, but today it's called the joint medical stores.
Okay.
So I was born in Entebbe. We used to live just on top of the airport.
Oh, okay. Hey.
But that was short-lived because my parents both became ill when I was just like between 4 and 5. When we became ill, we went back to the village, and finally they didn't make it for us to come back here. So we went back to our village, which is Kanungu district.
Okay.
That is where my parents are born. That is my home district.
Okay.
Kanungu.
So this is where you were raised. You were raised in Kanungu district.
Not that I was raised there. I was raised by many people. Because like I had no fun at a young age.
Yes.
For my parents, they left me in the hands of my grandparents, but then there were other friends of my parents who thought that I was too young to be with grandparents and had grown up in the city.
Okay.
So they asked me from my grandparents, and let me take him and take care of him because his dad took care of me. So I went to Kasese partly with my uncle. I studied there from like P2 to something, P3 something. Then my granddad was like, no, this boy was left in my hands, bring him back. I went back to the village.
Yeah, they're fighting for you.
Schooling was, I was like a tourist in school. I went to many schools that I don't even want you to ask me where I went. I went to many schools. Like, for my primary, it was crazy. I went to many schools. Then from there, my aunt, my dad's sister also picked me again and took me to Kabale, where I grew up. In fact, most of my time, for the biggest part, I grew up
in the cold hills of Kabale.
The cold hills of Kabale. Kabale is my home. In fact, when I go to Kanungu, I'm like a visitor.
Okay.
But of recent, I go there more often, so they know me. But Kabale is my home district, and that's why I went to school from Kabale.
Okay.
The whole of my education there.
I want to know, what was the spark? What was that one moment that for you can remember, as far as you can remember, that something happened, a talent show, maybe something that you did, that when you felt, other people maybe were seeing it, but when you felt that, you know what, I want to do this for the rest of my life?
To be honest, I always felt it. Like right from childhood, even at school, they always knew. Like I'll tell you this: I went to Girls High School, primary school.
Okay.
And I was confused between two things: music and football. I'm a good footballer.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but my music teacher, one called Nkunda Mike. Whenever it was, in schools they have a season for music, dance and drama.
Yes, MDD.
And then you find there is also sports. Me, whenever I could go for football and not go for music, MDD, those were canes, no question about that.
So
for him, he always said you must be in music.
Okay.
I used to play various instruments, dongos, flutes. You always see me play some flutes. I'm just reviving them.
Okay.
But I played them. So I remember one time we had a competition and I messed up some strings and he hit me these hard hands but we were going on stage. At that time, I didn't see that he he was seeing me to be a musician, I would take it for hatred or what. But for him, he had already seen it. I'm looking for him even I don't know where he is. Yeah.
You already, okay.
Yeah, so I was always a musician. But then, minus that, as I grew, then I left football in primary school, after primary school. When I went to secondary school, I went to this single school called Gizgoji. It was a tough school. And the only thing that saved me from being bullied, because kids were being bullied and even beaten to...
I don't know, in Uganda it's quite a serious thing.
It was a very big school.
What is it called? Engata?
Yeah, Engata. They used to call us a Bikoko. Yeah. So, but me, I was never bullied because of music. I remember when I reached there was also music, dance and drama. I entered this drama club. And on the first day, when I entered, you remember I'm still new in the school. I pulled out some dancing skills. Our entertainment prefect was called Apollo. Yeah, I remember him.
He's like in S5, entertainment prefect.
Yeah, he was in S5 actually, and I was in senior 1. I remember we were going to perform to another single school called Hombe High School. So I pulled out some dance moves, and he was like, "Okay, now you must choreograph this dance." And from that moment, my life changed through high school. I was never bold. I was a sweetheart to everybody. Apollo took me to his Chubiko. He's an entertainment minister. He's music movie. Boo, boo. You're
a superstar.
Yeah, life became... Yeah. But then another thing, you know, social media has just become large now. But those days, there was no much media around the 2008 or 9. It wasn't so much. So, I remember big companies like MTN would come announcing their new brands, but they had only tracks and they could bring musicians and what. But when those tracks could come in my hometown, they could be like, okay, we want somebody to sing for us, somebody to drop for us. And I was the first to jump on those stages. I never cared. Even when I was in boarding school and I hear there is a promotion, I could jump.
Yes.
Let me tell you what, you see this phone I have, it's not the same phone, but the SIM card in this phone, I got it because of my talent from one lady called Juliana Kanyomozi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, MTN was launching a phone called Kabiriti. You remember?
Oh, Kabiriti.
Yeah, so...
You're telling me you've had this line ever since Kabiriti?
Ever since Kabiriti. Yeah. So, Juliana was on stage and those days she had a hit song called Nabiko and she was like, I want somebody to sing for me this song, I give them a phone. We jumped on stage like 50 people. There were women and we were like 3-4 boys. And among the 50, I won.
From 50 people?
I won. And she gave me a Kabiriti phone. Of course, the phone got old.
Of course, yeah, no, that's a long time.
The SIM card I have in here, that is the very SIM card I still use today.
Okay, so now I want us to move a bit forward. Now you're in secondary school, and where does music appear now to be the profession? Because back before you have always enjoyed it, it's your enjoyment. But of course there's the profession side where you want to now take it a bit seriously, take it to the next level. Where does that one come in?
Coming in to go music.
Yes.
Now, when I was in senior 2, like I told you, anything to do with music could make me escape from school.
Okay.
So, and I told you I had been friends with these old senior 5, senior 6 people. They were all escaping to go see soccer, go to nightclubs, you know that life.
Yes.
So I was escaping with them. So I reached this nightclub called Earthquaking. And
this is in Chigezi?
In Kabale.
In Kabale.
It was called Cheers. Earthquake, then Cheers. Then there was karaoke sessions. Then I asked for the microphone. They gave me a mic. Stepped on stage and took it by storm and outshined these Kampala people. Okay. And the manager was there. He was watching me. The next thing I know, somebody's approaching me. We want to give you a job in a nightclub. But I'm a student. They gave me a job as an MC. Okay. I could not take it down. Yeah. So I started coming. That was good money, man. Like at that time, I started MCing on weekends. But escaping from school. But somehow it caught me. By senior 3, I dropped out of school. So you stopped school senior 3? I say. And you jumped fully into the industry? Formed my own karaoke group called Public Promise with my friends. Started touring around the whole of Kisolo, Kabale, Ntungamo. If I'm not wrong, I was the first person to take like karaoke in Ntungamo district, really. Yeah. So I went on with music, but then me being an orphan, my foster mom always told me that the reason why I fostered you, it was to give you an education, which I think is the only thing that can give an orphan a platform to do something for themselves. This is the story that they So deep in me, I always knew that I disappointed, but I could always tell her, Mom, you see what? one day I will graduate, one day I will graduate, and I will do it for you. And I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a graduate, so it doesn't mean that I dropped out forever. I just graduated last year.
Okay, so you go to, which university did you go to?
I didn't go to this basic university, I just went to YMCA.
YMCA?
And did a tourism travel. So I'm a professional travel agent.
Okay.
Anything to do with travel, consult me.
Yeah, but of course you did this for, to give back. It's like a gift which you give back.
I knew that was the only gift I could give her to make her happy.
Yes, for the care and they have taken.
Yeah.
Okay, so King Solo, you're jumping into, but it's King Solomon or King Solo? Which one do you prefer?
I mean, I'm a king. A king has no. Do you know any king who has one name?
Okay.
So call me King Solomon. Call me King Solo.
Yeah, okay.
Call me Omukiga, Wamazima.
So, the first time in studio.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first song that?
Well,
the first time
man, it was a disaster. Remember, I was living in Bugorobi. So I'm just coming from Bugorobi market, going home in the flats, and I see on the tree this big sign post, record studio offer 60%, 60,000 shillings.
I know those things.
Yeah. I'm like 60,000. I'm going to studio. I had my music written. I'd been writing a lot of music. I went, called the guy, directed me to Chireka. I went there.
Chireka Studios, you know about Chireka?
Man, disaster.
Do you remember this? Do you remember the part of Chireka?
Yeah, you go Chireka on stage, then you go, like it's up on that Chireka hill behind. Man,
behind like the Kawaka's palace.
Yeah, man.
They took you.
It was a disaster.
So
the issue is, I reached there, paid my 60K. Looked at the place, but I had never been in a studio, so I didn't know. I thought that is the studio.
That is it. You don't know where the music is made.
So, time for entering the booth comes. I'm jumping on top of speakers, what to reach on the microphone. The microphone is a normal microphone like this one. Now, when you're singing, there are these emotions that come and you're feeling like that song. You want to touch the microphone and press it. I touch on the microphone and electricity shocks me. I've never forgotten that experience. So, a project that was supposed to take me 60,000, I tell you, by the time I finished that project, I had spent like 500,000 because this guy kept on prolonging. You go there, power goes. The next day you spend the whole day, of course, transport, food, what, and he keeps on asking you. Now I want to do this. But what hurt me most is that when the project came out, I had a friend of mine called Tsunami and Zaga. We listened to that song downtown Kampala at my friend's library. When he pulled out the CD and gave it to me back, I broke it. That was them. That was it. Because the song sounded funny. I didn't think it was me. And that one gave me a very big setback. I felt disappointed and felt like maybe it wasn't me. It took a long time without going back to studio. It took me a long time to come back to studio. Just because of what I went through doing that first record.
Yeah. And it's funny, this is what I was telling Lorraine, that the problem we have with our music industry, and that's why we need these platforms for such stories to come out, is that there are good people in this industry. People do great work.
They are there.
But then there are the shady people who give the bad name. Because now you see, like how many years did you take off?
Oh, a lot. Because that was in 2010 when I entered that studio. So from 2010, I came. There's a friend of mine who believed in me so much called Isaiah, and I also believe in he's the best lyricist I have ever met. He kept telling me, you cannot run from music, you cannot give up. So one time he brought his own money and called me, come, I'm taking you to this studio. We came here in Intianda, actually. There was a studio called AK. I don't know why I'm a producer. He was also called Josh, actually. That's the first time I felt like, okay, this is me. We did. He was doing his song, I was just going to be there.
Right, to
but then Josh didn't feel him. He didn't feel Isaiah. When I stepped on the mic, Josh was like, he was called Joe, he was not Josh, but the first is Josh. He was like, okay, do for me, let him sing. But this was not my project. So when I entered the mic, he was like, let him do this. And Isaiah was like, no, let him do the whole project. Because that guy believes in me. He's there in Entebbe. So he gave me his project. But only that I turned it into another vibe. My first song, Omukiga. Yeah, I did it with him. So Man.
Is this Joe Tumwebas? Is it?
No. I'm looking for him. Joe, man. He was some easy guy.
Because
Yeah.
it's really, so now
I've met him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not the Joe.
So you felt like, okay, now you're back.
When that record came out and that producer also believed in me,
Yes.
I felt like people still think that I'm good.
Mm.
Yeah, so at least it gave me some hype.
Yes.
But then still it wasn't that much. I was
Yes.
still having this disappointment. So I went with it. I still took some time to come back, but whenever I could listen to that song, I could be like, okay, I can.
Yes.
And then the people I could give it to listen to it, they would say, oh man, where are you? What's going on? More music. Until when I met Master, and when he heard the song, he was like, man, you mean our own language can be...
Yo, you see, that's the part which, and I was telling Josh this, is that we have stopped doing our own music, you know? And it is so powerful, you know, like when you hear Nyankole songs, you hear, for a long time, this is where
Let me ask you a question. We go in bars, people play songs,
Rick Ross and whatnot.
Yes, those are at least some English we understand, but these Nigerians, Whiskey comes and sings, Oju Elegoba.
What does it mean?
I don't know what Oju Elegoba means, but everybody's singing, even when the DJ pulls down the volume, everybody's singing, man. But they don't know these words. But we here, we are feeling embrace what is ours. I've had many people ask me, why are you singing in Omukiga? Even here, even in the surrounding, there are people who don't believe in my art. They are there. They always think that is Uganda. I don't believe in that.
No, honestly, I really think it's a part of our industry that we need to fix. Like, I don't know why we're not coming to terms with it, but I believe that you're taking a step in the right direction. You're trailblazing.
And trust me, they must feel it.
Yes, they have to.
They have to.
So, Omukiga comes out.
Omukiga comes out.
Was it the first time you felt like fame beyond, you know, school, beyond people that you know?
Not fame. In school, I was always famous, man.
Okay.
I was a sharp kid.
Okay.
Whenever I could turn, it is a
But what about outside now? How has fame been to you?
Now, after I had worked in that nightclub as an MC, one of my friends told me that if you had pushed this music, go to Kampala. In fact, that guy who gave me the job was called Bossa. So we came to Kampala with him. But when I came, I did not go straight to the industry. Now because I had fast work.
Of course, you have to make ends meet.
Yeah, you understand? And it took me a long time to make those ends meet. You understand? I had run away from the family that loved me, so I didn't have family support.
Yes.
So meaning I'm hustling for my own, it's about me. It took me a long time. After that, when did I even go back to studio again? That was around 2014.
2014.
Now I came back to this other producer who believed in me. Yeah, just like I would advise any artist, you have to find a producer who believes in you.
Yes.
So I went back to Joe. They're like, Joe, what can I do? So I entered the studio. We entered, did something. I was doing some Uganda songs too, because he was also telling me blend it with Uganda, some things like that. But me, I never loved it.
Okay.
Because first of all, I don't pronounce my Uganda well. My vocabulary with Uganda is not good. So I wanted to do something that I'm comfortable with. So even the songs I did in Uganda, some of them I'm selling them these days. So I just listened to them by myself. Yeah. So I went back to Joel. We did a song called You Made Mester. We did Never Mistreat You. Like I have a bunch of them. You understand? Yeah. But from there now, I started feeling okay. Yeah, okay, I'm going there, okay. And then I started going to places, bars, asking for airplay and what. But also, which is not easy. You go to I remember there was a bar called High Table.
High Table. Yeah.
Thank God I don't know these DJs who worked in High Table. I don't know anybody now. If I knew anybody, I would attack them and ask them why. One time I go to High Table just to play my music. I have a seat and the DJ tells me, go buy me 2 bottles of Nile. To be honest, I only had transport. Me myself, I wasn't in a position of buying myself a beer. I only had my transport.
This is the hustle.
Because I wanted my music to be played,
you went and bought.
Gave him the beer, gave him the CD. It was all the Monday night for the radio and whistle. But I tell you what, this DJ did not even play me, just to play the song. However much he didn't want to give me the microphone. He didn't even play the song. I waited and waited. I'm just down under the DJ's box, making sure that he's seeing me. Until when time came in the morning.
You waited the whole night?
Yeah. He did not play me. And what annoyed me, I went back to ask him for my CD. You know, those days the CD was a CD.
Yeah, CD is
you have it on media, you have it where, When it was about the CD. He tells me he doesn't know where he has put the CD.
He had lost your CD, the one with you.
I don't know these DJs, but whichever DJ was DJing in a high table, you see me on your TV. Trust me. Yeah.
So that I think that is the hustle, the part of the music industry which the fans don't see. The everyday night that you had.
Sometimes when you see these big artists misbehave or do things crazy, you just need to give them a benefit of doubt, because you don't know where they've passed to be those stars. There's no superstar who comes in just like that. No, it doesn't come on a silver plate. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you know, that this has been quite a year, with the pandemic and everything. So
it's crazy.
What have you been working on? What has been in the brew? Because I know everyone sort of around the world, everyone went into hiding because we had to hide from the pandemic.
Yeah.
But what have you been working on during this low movement time?
Music.
Only music.
Only music. At the beginning of this year, I promised myself to do one thing and do it right. I took out all these things I was doing. I've even to cut some of my friends and family just for me to concentrate on music. So I've been doing music.
Yes.
I have a lot of projects that I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank God now I have a team, which is what I've been looking for all these years. I have a label, I have a team behind me. So for me, what is expected of me now is to deliver.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Are you excited for 2021?
I can't wait.
I feel like 2021.
I can't wait.
It's going to be quite a year,
I can't wait. Let me tell you, I can't wait for 2021.
Yes.
Like I'm like a 9.
What do you envision? What do you want to happen in 2021 for King Solomon?
I just want to put out my art. We have the guys are there who have brought up this art of our mother tongue language. I hear them out there, and it's coming. But me, I feel like I'm going to be the turning point because I have this energy in me that I want to put there because it can't always be Uganda. It can't. That must change. We're a big nation. We have how many languages that we don't know?
One thing I love about you is like you have, not in Western Uganda, when you go and like try to listen to music, it's mainly love and it's really soft, but you have brought energy that I hadn't yet seen before.
Love is within us. We were born because of love, so we can't keep singing about love. Yes, I sing about love, but at the end of the day, I'm not a very romantic person. I don't even know what love means actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. So, but yeah, I try to. My vibe is. I try to sing about things that that live with people.
Yes.
Things that matter, real life.
Yes, the real life.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, even in real life, love comes in.
Of course.
Yeah, you may be singing about nature, but you cannot sing about nature and finish the whole song without singing something that to do with love. Yeah, maybe you say maybe love Uganda. Love is always there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I felt like I wanted to change the vibe because when I hear other people who have done it, they still fuse it in what is there.
Yes.
Still easy, chilly, love.
Yeah.
I love you.
It's so slow.
And I sat down, I was like, no, I'm doing this thing. It's local, and again, I'm localizing it in my mother tongue. But how can I put it up there? If you ask me that I'm singing in Luchiga, I'm not only singing for Bachiga. I'm representing Bachiga.
Okay.
On an international, trust me, I'm bringing a BET in Luchiga.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
No, I really like your energy, and I really know that they're about to feed you.
They will.
I
have a team. They will. Now that I have a team, Bless is there, cameras are there, band is there. Every day we are rhyming, we are vibing. You understand?
Yes.
The producers. Hey man, I have a team.
Okay.
You cannot go wrong when you have a team.
Okay. So, Any final words that you want to let your fans know, people who are watching this? Anything that you want to tell them? You can also shout out your social media.
One thing before I forget, I want people to embrace us, embrace what is theirs, love us, believe in us.
Okay.
I have had my friends ask me, question me why I'm investing in music, and those ones don't hurt me, but those who hurt me are those who ask me that, why are you even singing in Omukiga? So if these people just give us a benefit of doubt and say, let's support, we are good to go. And then for all these other young artists who are coming up, please, first things first. If you're in school, first study. If I had kept in school and first graduated in time, I would be a big superstar right now. But because I dropped out, thinking that.
But you know, let me tell you something. I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with you. But the things that you went through are what have made you. You see, so you can't discount it and say maybe that, but because you never know.
I never know. But
you could have become an engineer, and you'd have left music, you'd have gone to be a big minister. But you see, so you can't know. I
don't think I would have been that, because I remember in my primary school, they voted me. My head teacher told me to stand as a head boy. I said no, I can't be a head boy.
Leadership has also been looking for you.
Yeah, I said I can't be a head boy.
So
he was like, because I was so vocal and sharp, and nobody was going to stand against me. I was like an opposed, but I said, me, I can't be a head boy. He was like, what do you want to be? I want to be an entertainment prefect. And he seconded me. Nobody opposed me. So I don't think I would have been a politician or anything. Shouting out all those people coming up, keep on track, rehearse every day, practice makes perfect. Keep on track and try to find a team. You cannot do it alone. You can't.
No, this industry, you need help. You need to have people around you.
People who believe in you. You have always to find that person who believes in you, who loves your art. Sometimes you find yourself working with people, but they don't believe in you. So when you're working with people, try to know that this one feels me.
Yes.
But doesn't mean that you are not going to work with somebody who does not feel you.
You can still work.
You can still work.
But it works
positively. But it works best with people who believe you, because that way you feel. He will tell you, this is wrong. Sometimes I'm in the studio with my producer already, and he's like, no, I don't like that whole verse. And you find yourself, you have to scrap it off. And scrapping off a whole verse is a big thing. But because I'm sure that this guy believes me, knows me, I won't take it as an offense. I'll go back to the drawing board and put back something that he feels.
King Solomon, Master Session Podcast, this is why we are doing this, to present the stories that people have not yet heard before, that maybe have been not told before. So thank you to everyone who is watching. Make sure that please shout out your Instagram.
My Instagram, King Solo Music UG, everywhere.
It's the same everywhere.
King Solo Music.
Go check out King Solo. If you're watching this, please don't forget to comment.
Leave a comment. Masters Music too.
Yes. I mean, this is gonna be on Masters Music channel. So if you're watching this, you're watching some Masters Music. So make sure that you leave us a comment. Let us know what whom can we host next. What can we do to improve the show? Give us your feedback, and please go to King Solomon's all social medias. King Solo Music UG. Hit him up. Let him know. Show him some love.
Tell me what you think I should change. What I should do.
New music is coming out, and we hope to talk to you guys soon. So see you in the next one. Cheers.